Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Dirt Racing Network for another great night right here. Thursday night action coming your way as the Dirt Slingers Racing League present their Wicked Energy Gum 410 Outlaw Series right here at USA International Speedway. I am your host for tonight's action. My name is K.R. Stolfus, and I am ready to bring you all this wonderful racing we are going to see here tonight on this. Well, I've always found this track a little difficult. Very high speed track, very fast in these corners down the straightaways. You send it off into turn number 1 and then again into turn number 3. We're going to see these drivers managing that speed as this track slicks off throughout the night. One driver, though, going to come out on top. Who's it going to be? Well, we're going to find out in our 30 lap main event. But before we can get there, we got to do qualifying, we got to do heat races, and we got to do a B main here as we have several drivers in this session. Only 24 are going to make the field here tonight, so a couple drivers going to go home disappointed, but that is how racing goes, and no different than anything you ever come through. Got to keep working at it. So all of that being said, Cameron Merriman comes into tonight as your points leader. Tyler Schell still sitting in second place, trying to track down Cameron Merriman, but the races remaining in this season are getting shorter and shorter. Cameron Merriman doing all he can to pull away with this points lead. So with that being said, guys, we are going to step away for just a minute and have our national anthem.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we're in the middle of our Balducci trucking qualifying session right now. Cameron Merriman in the 0-1-0, sitting on top of the leaderboard with a best lap time of 18.054, laying down that quick lap. Last week, we saw Cameron Merriman start off on the back foot, never fully able to get back to the front of the field. Here tonight, he is already up on pole position. Tyler Schell going to have his work cut out for him. Tyler Schell sitting in fourth place. But while we do have a moment, we do want to thank our main sponsor, Wicked Energy Gum. Guys that say it week in, week out, make sure you head over to wickedenergygum.com, pick you up a pack of that gum, give yourself some wicked energy to get through these difficult days. My days are usually difficult. It always starts right when I wake up. It just goes downhill from there. So while you're there, tell them KR sent you. from the Dirt Racing Network. They'd love to have you come by and pick up some of that wicked energy gum. As for everyone checking in on Facebook, thank you guys for stopping by and saying hello. Going to have a great night of racing. Qualifying has ticked down, and Cameron Merriman is going to be your Balducci Trucking Quick Time winner. And now we begin our first Weggy and Casey I-55 Lawyers heat race. Number 1 as the drivers take to the track. Let's go ahead and get our starting lineup for this first heat race. On the inside of row number 1 out of Dayton, Ohio, and the 010, it is Cameron Merriman. On his outside in the Fairway Mortgage BS Air Catch Fence Apparel, Elbows Up Sim Sport from Millersburg, Pennsylvania, it's the 85 of Tyler Schell. Row number 2, the Ultimate Dirt TV Black Diamond Motorsports from Ellington, Florida, the driver of the 54 machine, John Batista. On his outside, a fellow Missouri native, the 222 of Weston Newell. Row number 3 on the inside out of Bismarck, North Dakota, it is the 47 of Devin BUTZ. On the outside of row number 3 in the UDTV 19 Designs, Tim Sims, Black Diamond Motorsports driver from Sellersburg, Indiana, it's the 36 of Nathan Davis. Row number 4 in the M&M Painting and Construction Wicked Cushion Brent Mark Sim Racing Team from York, Pennsylvania, Jeremy J.Z. Zarfos. On the outside from Southern Pacific Farms Wicked Cushion Kinzer Racing Sim Team. Well, I would try to say that city, but I'm just going to go with Washington. It's the 83 of Chance Crum. And then finally, in our final row here tonight in the D2 Race Designs Miles Jansen Racing from Duluth, Minnesota, it's the 29 of Miles Jansen. And finally, last spot on the grid, the MVT Wicked Cushion Kinzer Racing Sim Team from Waverly, Nebraska. It's the 11 of Cole Newhaufen. That is your Tim Sims lineup for our first heat race of the night. Drivers bringing their car around. Pace truck going to be getting out of the way here as they work their way through 1 and 2 at a slow, steady pace for the final time before this green flag comes out and we unleash all the horsepower out here on this dirt track here tonight. Top 2 drivers going to make it to our Balducci Trucking pole dash. 5 drivers transferring straight in to the feature. Here we go. The front row is anxious, and Cameron Merriman picks up the throttle, and we are green a flag. Racing Weston Newell going to get the jump over John Batista, sliding into third. Now Newell trying to track down the 85 of Tyler Schell. Cameron Merriman got that clean air, got that good jump. He's going to send it down to the bottom, drifts up to the high side, and gets a good run off the corner, carrying that right front all the way down the straightaway. He is driving hard off the left rear. Got all that forward bite that time. Once again, Cameron Merriman in familiar territory out in front. John Batista holding on to 4th place, but he has got a rear bumper full of the 36 of Nathan Davis. Davis holding on to that final transfer spot, but Devin BUTZ trying to creep in and make his way straight into the A main. Chance Crum in the 83 right now, finding himself in 7th and trying to make it 3 wide. That was Jeremy Zarfos. Zarfos starting deep in this field. Got some work to do. Same with Cole Newhaufen. Cole trying to make his way forward as he's going to slip back just a little bit. That inside lane, not to his liking that time. Tries it once again through 3 and 4, but that red, yellow, and blue number 11 machine looks like it has got some work to do. Cole struggling to find speed coming off the corner here as Miles Jansen going to slide up right in front of him. But back to the front we're going to go. It is still Cameron Merriman, Tyler Schell, Weston Newell, John Batista, and Nathan Davis. Your top 5 as Davis is going to get a run on Batista, and Davis slides into 4th place. Batista having more issues as he's going to see the 83 of Chance Crum go to his outside. Crum now taking the final transfer spot, but man, oh man, Batista down on the bottom trying to make something happen. Found a little bit something there that time. But we now have 4 laps to go. And Nathan Davis holding on to 4th place. Chance Crum in the final transfer spot. Batista trying to take it away. Batista came into tonight top 3 in the points. Lewis, he's going to get into the wall. Trouble behind as Devin BUTZ is going to go up and over, and it looks like going to collect Jeremy Zarfos as well. We stay green, and Cameron Merriman now has a 1.2 second lead. And with 2 laps to go, Merriman setting sail on this field. Tyler Schell still holding on to second, but Weston Newell has not let Tyler Schell catch his breath. And now Newell going to send it down to the inside of Schell. Nothing there for him that time, but he is trying to find something to work his way around the 85 for second place. But it's the final lap, final time around here in our Wiggy and Casey heat race number 1. Cameron Merriman through 3 and 4 off at turn number 4. He is going to win the first heat race of the night. Tyler Schell brings it home in second. Weston Newell third. Fourth, Nathan Davis. Chance Crum going to make it fourth with a last moment pass. Nathan Davis rounding out your top 5. All those drivers going straight to the A main. Everyone else going to have to try once again in tonight's B main. We do only have 3 heat races scheduled for you here tonight. So now let's go through tonight's starting lineup for RJIR Motorsports Heat Race number 2. Your Tim Sims lineup on row number 1 from Franklin, Pennsylvania, the Kinzer Racing Sim Team driver with Border Tire, Wicked Cushion, and DRN on the side of that machine. It is the 5 of Braden Idler. On his outside, Fast 4 Media, JST, Swindell Speed Lab Esports from Loomis, California. It is Rusty Kruger. Row number 2 in the Casey's General Store from Des Moines, Iowa. It is the 4 of Jason Randolph. On his outside is the 25 machine. Alkaline 88 Wicked Cushion from the Brent Marks Racing Sim Team stable. Ontario, Ohio native. It's the 25 of Kevin Click. Row number 3 on the inside. Napa Auto Parts, Wicked Energy Gum, Slick Sim Sports from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's the 49 of David Heileman. On his outside, the Wicked Relief Gum, CBD, 19 Designs, Team SETI driver from Warsaw, Indiana. It's the 31 of Tyson Landis. And row number 4 is going to be the 06 of RYLAN Gray. On his outside, the 90 of Trevor Royer. And final row inside row number 5, KPR driver Kenneth Payne Racing, Albuquerque, New Mexico native. It is Kenneth Payne. That is Miss Patricia Payne's favorite driver out here tonight. He's got some work to do here in this heat race to make it. Keep in mind, top 5 transfer straight into the A. Everyone else into tonight's B main event. Field formed up nice and pretty side by side, nose to tail as they work their way through 3 and 4. Braden Eiler and Rusty Kruger on the front row, and Eiler with a big jump. He's going to get that early lead. Rusty Kruger trying to chase him down. Here comes Jason Randolph in 3rd spot. Kevin Click in 4th place. And David Heileman right now settling into 5th. But keep your eye down on the inside goes Tyson Landis. That didn't quite work out. Lost a couple spots there as Landis and Royer are going to go after it now. Trevor Royer trying to catch down the 49 of Heileman. Kevin Click staying just in front of the 49, but here comes Royer to the inside of Heileman. Slide job for Royer, pulls out of it, just giving Heileman enough room. And that is going to allow Tyson Landis to close in on him. Now Heileman trying to reel in Kevin Click. How quickly things change. The speed difference here can be immense throughout one corner. Every driver up on their toes as Kevin Click and Heileman going at it. Continuing to lead, though, is the 5 of Braden Eiler, with the 5 of Rusty Kruger right behind him. Jason Randolph holding on to third place, but for how long? Because here comes Kevin Click to the inside, up onto the cushion. Kevin Click trying to get a run down the straightaway. Jason Randolph wants to hold on to the spot. He's going to return the favor. Slides up in front of the 25 of Click. Kevin now down to the inside. It pulled it off at turn number 2. Set sail into 3 and 4, but here comes Heileman right on the bottom. Looked like Heileman had a little more rotation than he wanted in the middle of 3 and 4. Cost him some time, but he stays committed to that inside lane as we have 4 cars battling for third place. Now with 5 laps, make it 4 as Braden Eiler comes around to lead another lap. Royer getting a little crossed up off of turn number 4. Royer trying to make it into the show here. Oh, it's Randolph hard into the wall, and Jason Randolph through 1 and 2 goes up and over, and the caution flag is going to come out. And Jason Randolph in the 4 machine, who had a solid spot. Looks like he's made a mistake, got into the wall, just couldn't get off the wall. Heavy damage on that 4 machine. And his heat race is done and over with. Don't worry, Jason Randolph. You got a shot in the B main here tonight. So Braden Eiler continues to lead with Rusty Kruger trying to keep him honest. These 2 drivers have got something figured out here as they had been pulling away from the 25 of Kevin Click. Click sitting in 3rd, Heileman 4th, Trevor Royer now 5th. 6th place going to RYLAN Gray, Kenneth Payne 7th, and 8th place going to TYSON Landis. Richard Brown checking in from the UK. Thank you very much for saying hello, Mr. Brown. Hope you're enjoying the show. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have an awesome night of racing. We're only in heat race number 2, our JIR Motorsports heat race event. Coming up next will be our 3rd and final heat race. Then we move on to our B main and then the pole dash. So the lights stay on the pace truck for the moment. Now we get ready to go green flag racing as the lights switch off. We unleash our 410 Outlaw Series cars once again, taking the green flag with 3 laps to go here in our JIR Motorsports heat race number 2. So far in this one, it has been all Braden Eiler. He is looking to finish out strong, but Rusty Kruger going to try and pull a fast one here. We're going to see if he can make it work. Kevin Click in the 25, 3rd, 4th. David Heileman, Trevor Royer in that final transfer spot with a very hungry 06 of RYLAN Gray right behind him, and Eiler picks up the throttle once again. Green flag flies, and we got 3 laps to go here in heat race number 2. Right along the wall goes Braden Eiler. He is not afraid to put that right rear just an inch off the wall, and he makes it look easy. The battle for 2nd place picking up as we now got 2 laps to go. Heileman going to try and capitalize on Kevin Click, having to back out of it as he battled with Kruger. Now Heileman does take 3rd spot, Click into 4th. Right now, RYLAN Gray does make it into the final transfer spot as Trevor Royer falls back just a little bit, but final time around, final lap here in our 2nd heat race, and it is Braden Eiler's race to lose. He's got a half-second lead over Kruger. Kruger trying to keep him close, but man, oh man, Eiler gets such a good run off the corner, and Braden Eiler going to cross the line and heads to our Balducci Trucking pole dash with Rusty Kruger. Heileman 3rd, Kevin Click 4th, TYSON Landis going to bring it home in 5th as something happened to RYLAN Gray, and Trevor Royer going to end up 6th. So a wild finish there at the end that I did not catch. The drivers who are going to have to go to the B main: Trevor Royer, Kenneth Payne, Rylan Gray, and Jason Randolph. Now it is time to bring you our third and final heat race of the night. Our Edmund Trophy Company heat race number 3. Starting lineup looks something like this. On the inside of row number 1, the Tim Sims Ultimate Dirt TV 1/9 design Black Diamond Motorsports driver from Plymouth, Wisconsin. It's the number 80 of Joshua Steinke. On his outside of this front row is the 74 of Adam ELBY. Row number 2, the Tim Sims Styles BMRS Black Diamond Motorsports driver from Pittsboro, Indiana. The Little Hurricane himself, the one of Mason Hannigan. On his outside of row number 2, the 25 of RICHE Preston. Row number 3, the BAPS Auto Supply Wicked Cushion Brent Marks Racing Sim Team from Farmington, Minnesota. It's the 15 of Michael Sheridan. On his outside, the ever so famous, the ever worldly traveler, the 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. Row number 4 is going to see the hard charger of Hayden Cardwell on the inside. On his outside, the Schulte Motorsports HOH Motorsports driver from Felton, Delaware. It's the 71 of Curtis Merriman. And finally, in row number 5, the Cognitive Warriors Wicked Energy Gum Team Steady driver from New York. New York is Mr. Wicked Cushion himself, the 97 of Matthew Henniger. That makes up our starting lineup for our third and final heat race of the night. Joshua Steinke in the 80 machine, Adam ELBY in the 74. Two very fast drivers on the front row here in heat race number 3. To keep an eye on that battle for a top 5 finish. Everyone wants to make it straight into the A, have a little bit of an easier night that way. Not everybody can. As the green flag flies, Steinke with a huge jump. Mason Hannigan already down to the inside of the 74 of ELBY, and Hannigan sets it in deep, but loses speed coming up off the corner. ELBY was able to maintain it. ELBY holding on to second. Now make ELBY once again to the high side. It almost looked like he was going to fall to 4th place as Michael Sheridan went 3 wide into turn number 3. Sheridan maybe caught the wall a little bit, as we do have ELBY up into the wall, and Adam ELBY is going to lose all the spots out there tonight. Mason Hannigan down on the bottom, but got a little crossed up. That is going to put Ernie Williams up into 2nd place. The positions are changing faster here for the battle for 2nd place than I can keep track of. Hayden Cardwell on the outside of the 25 machine of RICHE Preston. Michael Sheridan now making his way to the inside of Ernie Williams. Williams going to have to dive down to the inside as Preston did a slide job. All of this going on. Joshua Steinke has said, goodbye, see you later. I want none of this. Give me all that clean air. And he has set sail on the field, as now Ernie Williams has a car length and a half. But here comes Sheridan once again, trying to regain lost ground. Sheridan got something figured out going into the corner on the bottom. Now Hayden Cardwell going to try it for himself. Cardwell slides up in front of Preston. Going to be a 3-car battle for 3rd place here. Michael Sheridan in that final transfer spot. Hayden Cardwell now trying to move forward as Preston gets crossed up, coming off of 4. Cardwell and Sheridan side by side. Cardwell down on the bottom, Sheridan on the high side. This track really starting to slick off, making entry into the corners here very tricky, very touch and go. These drivers are handling it like the professionals that they are. And Michael Sheridan all over Cardwell. Cardwell got in the wall just a little bit, but able to keep it gathered in. And now he sets his sights on the 91 of Ernie Williams Jr.'s RICHE Preston down on the inside of Michael Sheridan. Sheridan with a good run that time. Steinke continues to lead. Williams 2nd, Cardwell 3rd, Sheridan 4th. Preston in 5th, as Preston's going to tag the wall. Mason Hannigan now finds himself in 6th place with Adam ELBY still trying to gain lost ground after he got into the wall hard. ELBY in that 74 machine, 2 cars, 1 corner slide job from the 74. Put Adam ELBY into 5th place if he can get the run off the corner. Going to lose ground there a little bit. Mason Hannigan now finds himself in the final transfer spot. But Steinke looking at the final lap here. That 80 machine has set sail, smooth sailing for him. Almost a 2-second lead as he goes into 3 and 4 for the final time. Cardwell, slide job into 2nd place. Ernie Williams down on the bottom with a run off the corner, and Williams is going to get it at the line for 2nd. Cardwell 3rd, Sheridan 4th, Mason Hannigan 5th, Richie Preston, Adam ELBY, and Curtis Merriman all have to make it into tonight's C main event, which we are getting ready to gear up for. Our C main presented by Tim Sims here tonight. Top 4 drivers from the C main move on into the B. Then from the B main, we will take 9 drivers. Let's get through our Tim Sims lineup here tonight. The 74 of Adam ELBY going to be on the inside of row number 1. On his outside from Bismarck, North Dakota, it's the 47 of Devin BUTZ. Row number 2 is going to be the Kenneth Payne Racing from Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's Kenneth Payne himself in the 100 machine. On the outside of row number 2, the HOH Motorsports driver with Schultz Team Motorsports on his race car. Belton, Delaware native, the 71 of Curtis Merriman. Row number 3, the M&M Painting and Construction, Wicked Cushion, Brent Marks Sim Racing Team from York, Pennsylvania. It's the Jeremy Zarfos. On his outside, the Casey's General Store, Des Moines, Iowa native. It's the 4 of Jason Randolph. And 2 drivers who did not make it to the grid here. The 97 of Matthew Henniger and the 29 of Miles Jansen. We'll see if they're going to try and make their way out there with a delayed start, but did not make the call so far here tonight. To a 6-car field for our Tim Sims C main. The 4 drivers out of this C main into tonight's B main event. Mike Peterson in my ear here tonight telling me that everybody who makes it from the C into the B is also going to make it into the A main. So a lot on the line as the green flag flies. The 74 of ELBY wastes no time going to the high side. Kenneth Payne right to the middle, down to the inside of Devin BUTZ. A little bit of contact there. BUTZ got squeezed up into the wall, and problems continue for Devin BUTZ, but he gathers it in, but finding himself in 6th place. So Kenneth Payne into 2nd place, but how long is the 71 of Curtis Merriman was right on his tail, but now Merriman in trouble. He's going to tag BUTZ, but Curtis Merriman spins around. We stay green. Merriman rights his ship, gets back into the throttle. Payne now in a battle with the 5 of Jeremy Zarfos. JZ taking over 2nd place. Payne moving to 3rd. Devin BUTZ, Jason Randolph going at it for the final transfer spot. The 47 going to motor right into that final transfer spot, but Jason Randolph not done with him just yet as Payne trying desperately to outrun these 2 hard chargers that are coming up on him quick. BUTZ going to go down to the inside. Randolph and Payne make contact, and Kenneth Payne going to lose that battle as he got all sorts of crossed up. Had to lift, lost all of his momentum, now finds himself in 5th place. Jason Randolph into third. Your final transfer spot right now being held by the 47 of Devon BUTZ. Adam ELBY has a 1 second lead over second place Jeremy Zarfos in the 5 machine. As we are coming around to complete lap 5 of 12. ELBY in the 74, right through the middle of the track. Nice smooth run going for him so far. Jeremy Zarfos not really gaining on him a whole lot. He is trying to reel him in. Zarfos trying different lines, trying to figure out which one he likes the best. Right now, he goes right through the middle of 1 and 2. Falling to 1 second now behind our race leader, Jason Randolph, sitting in third place. Devon BUTZ keeping him honest, but BUTZ got to make up a little bit of ground here. Kenneth Payne falling to 3.2 seconds behind Devon BUTZ, and then Curtis Merriman another 12 seconds behind Kenneth Payne. So this field kind of getting spread out here in this C main. Only top 4 drivers going to make it on into the B main. Adam ELBY now having to deal with lap traffic. That is the 71 of Curtis Merriman. Merriman pulls down to the inside. ELBY set sail around the high side here at this USA International Speedway. 3 laps to go as Adam ELBY tries that inside line, tasting a little bit of that hard work. Man, I tell you, if you're going to run the bottom, you might as well get a real job. But 2 more times around for the 74 of Adam ELBY. Jeremy Zarfos still in that 1 second range behind the 74. Not able to really close in on him a whole lot. But Jason Randolph in the 47 has been creeping in on JZ for second place. But I believe he's going to run out of time before he can get there. As we're going to have our final lap, final time around. White flag in the air. The 74 of Adam ELBY into 3 and 4. He's going to try and punch his ticket into tonight's B main. And the 74 wins our Tim Sims C main event. Jeremy Zarfos second. Jason Randolph third. Devon BUTZ going to bring it home in a 4th. And Kenneth Payne just missing it by a spot, finishing in 5th. Curtis Merriman finishing in 7th. So now we move on to tonight's B main event. And every driver from our Physical Medicine of Oklahoma B main is going to make it into tonight's A main event. So these drivers will be starting this battle for starting positions. The 9 cars in our Physical Medicine of Oklahoma B main event. Let's go ahead and start our lineup. Our Tim Sims lineup looks something like this. A Black Diamond Motorsports driver from Ellington, Florida. It's the 54 of John Batista. On his outside, another Black Diamond Motorsports driver. That is the 90 of TREVOR Royer. Row number 2 on the inside is the 25 of Richie Preston. On his outside, the Kinzer Racing Sim Team Waverly, Nebraska native. That is the 11 of Cole Newhaufen. Row number 3 is going to be the 06 of RYLAN Gray. And on his outside, your C main winner, the 74 of Adam ELBY. Row number 4 is going to be the 5 machine of Jeremy Zarfos from York, Pennsylvania. And on his outside, in the Casey's General Store, Des Moines, Iowa native, the 4 of Jason Randolph. And finally, our final car here in our Physical Medicine of Oklahoma B main event, Bismarck, North Dakota native. That's the 47 of Devon BUTZ. As the drivers circle around behind the pace truck, 2 pace laps in total. We got 1 more time around before we unleash these wicked Energy Gum 410 Outlaw Series cars in this B main event. 9 cars in this field, 9 drivers making it into the A main. So here we go. John Batista, Trevor Royer, 2 very talented drivers on the front row. But man, oh man, watch out for that 25 of Richie Preston and the 11 of Cole Newfafalfafifin on the outside of row number 2. Here we go. Pace truck pulling on to pit lane, and John Batista wastes no time stabbing the throttle, gets that good jump. Preston already to the inside of the 90 of Royer. Preston down to the inside. Royer on the high side. They're going to get a run up off the corner, and Royer is going to come away for the moment as Cole Newhoven hard into the wall. The 11 machine of Cole Newhoven is going to tumble down the backstretch as he caught the wall going into turn number 3. Single car issue. iRacing not throwing the caution flag. And now Cole Newhoven has got some work to do to catch up, but that car is all sorts of out of shape, and he is just going to pull down to the inside and hit pit lane. Good news for Cole. He is going to make it into the show here tonight. Let's pick the battle back up at the front of the field. The 54 of John Batista, your race leader, but the 25 of Richie Preston and the 90 of Trevor Royer are going at it for second place. Preston has it for the moment. He slides up in front of the 90 of Royer. Preston down to the inside. Royer on the high side, but now Royer has to deal with the 74 of Adam ELBY. ELBY feeding some right rear to the 90 of Royer like a toddler. Royer able to hold on to it though, but here comes Jeremy Zarfos to try and capitalize while Royer catches his breath. And Jay-Z right on the back bumper of the 90 machine. Devin BUTZ finding himself in 6th place. Jason Randolph 7th. And RYLAN Gray holding on to 8th place. John Batista continues to lead. He has almost a 0.8 second lead now over Richie Preston. And most of these drivers out front are running that bottom lane, and it seems to be working very well for him. One driver who's staying committed to the high side for the moment, that is the 74 of Adam ELBY and the 90 of Trevor Royer. We'll see how that works out for these two, if they can use that momentum the high side generates to catch the 25 of Preston. Royer 4th, Jeremy Zarfos 5th, as Royer going to try that inside lane now. ELBY gets into the wall a little bit. Now he tags the wall a little bit more. Trying to knock down the iRacing physics, but just not happening yet. Still holding on to 3rd place, though. Your race leader, John Batista, smooth sailing for that 54 machine. Smooth is a relative term, as this track is really starting to develop some ruts now. You can see these cars bouncing real hard coming off the corners. Front end being picked up a little bit by the 54 there, but he settles it down and now sends it off into 3 and 4. Batista on the high side, and you can see just how much dirt is thrown up along the wall here going into the corner. I mentioned it at the top of this broadcast. These drivers carry so much speed into the corner that they have got to throw it into the corner, and it really stacks the dirt up along the wall, helps to create these ruts that we are seeing these drivers deal with. Richie Preston in 2nd place. Adam ELBY in the 74 closing in on him, but running out of time here. ELBY, though, with a huge run that time through 1 and 2. Side by side with the 25 of Preston. ELBY going to stay committed to the high side, and Adam ELBY going to take over 2nd place. Richie Preston falls to 3rd. Trevor Royer in the 90 still sitting in 4th, with Jay-Z holding on to 5th place. Jeremy Zarfos trying the high side, but we are in the final lap here in our B main event, brought to you by Physical Medicine of Oklahoma. John Batista, final time through 3 and 4. Well, sorry, I was a little bit behind there, but John Batista is going to win it. Adam ELBY 2nd, Richie Preston 3rd, Trevor Royer 4th. Jeremy Zarfos bring it home in 5th place. All those drivers in RB main did make it into the show. Now we move on to our Balducci trucking pole dash. Top 2 drivers from each heat going to participate and set the first 3 rows of tonight's main event. 6 laps scheduled, 6 drivers expected to roll out for this one. As they make their way, row number 1 looks to be the 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. On his outside is going to be Rusty Kruger. Row number 2, the 85 of Tyler Schell and the 80 of Joshua Steinke. And finally, at row number 3, Braden Eiler in the 5 machine and the 010 of Cameron Merriman. 6 cars to battle it out for 6 laps to set the first 3 rows. Here we go. Off of turn number 4, Ernie Williams stabs the throttle and gets a good jump on Kruger. Tyler Schell already down to the inside of Rusty Kruger. Schell and Eiler right on the bottom. Eiler drove it in deep right there, but had nowhere to go and had to lift a little bit. That broke his momentum. Now Cameron Merriman down to the inside, and Merriman trying to get a run up off the corner. Ernie Williams out in front for the moment. Tyler Schell trying to take that lead away from him. Williams on the high side. Schell down on the bottom. Tyler Schell with a huge run off the corner, and now he sets it to a slide job for the race lead. Ernie Williams going to tag the wall a little bit there. Now he's going to get into Braden Eiler as well as Ernie Williams. Things have gone south for him here very quickly, but he gathers it back in. Now going to try and have to claw his way back to the front of this Balducci trucking pole dash. Cameron Merriman up into 2nd place now, closing in on Tyler Schell. Rusty Kruger and Joshua Steinke running that bottom lane. Cameron Merriman on the high side. Now Cameron Merriman to the bottom through 3 and 4. Tyler Schell looking at 2 laps to go here in our 6-lap pole dash. Steinke in 3rd, 4th, Rusty Kruger, Braden Eiler in 5th. Ernie Williams now finds himself in 6th place. But Tyler Schell going to take the white flag final time around here in the pole dash. Schell keeping it clean. Good exit there, carrying his speed down the backstretch. Into 3 and 4, Cameron Merriman trying to give chase, but not able to close the gap. And Tyler Schell going to win it. Cameron Merriman 2nd. 3rd going to go to Rusty Kruger. 4th, Joshua Steinke. And then the 91 and the 5. That one was too close for me to call. But Tyler Schell does pick up the Balducci trucking pole dash victory. And it was one for sure to put in the memory banks as these drivers fought hard all 6 laps. So, guys, thank you so much for sticking around so far. Coming up here in just a moment, we're going to bring you tonight's A main event. But for now, it is time for a quick little commercial break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the drivers are starting to take to the grid here tonight for our Wicked Energy Gum 410 Outlaw feature right here at USA International Speedway. We got dirt on the track, we got cars on the track, and we got fans waiting to see what's going to happen here in attendance tonight. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Hope you are enjoying the show. We are going to see an outstanding 30-lap feature event here tonight. So let's go ahead and start with our grid from row number 4, the 222 of Weston Newell. And on his outside, the Napa Auto Parts Wicked Energy Gum Slick Sim Sports. From Milwaukee, Wisconsin, it's the 49 of David Heileman. Row number 5 is going to be the 9 of Hayden Cardwell. On his outside from the Kinzer Racing Sim team, that's the 83 of Chance Crum. Row number 6, the Alkaline 88 Wicked Cushion Brent Marks Racing Sim team from Ontario, Ohio, the 25 of Kevin Click. His outside will be the Babs Auto Supply Brent Marks Racing Sim team, Farmington, Minnesota native Michael Sheridan. Row number 7, from Sellersburg, Indiana, it's the 36 of Nathan Davis with UDTV 19 Designs and Tim Sims on that machine. On his outside, the 31 of Tyson Landis. Row number 8, from Pittsburgh, Indiana, it's the Little Hurricane, the 1 of Mason Hannigan. On his outside, the Ultimate Dirt TV Black Diamond Motorsports, Ellington, Florida, it's the 54 of John Batista. Row number 9, the 74 of Adam ELBY, and on his outside, the 25 of Richie Preston. Row number 10, the 90 of Trevor Royer, and on his outside, the M&M Painting and Construction Wicked Cushion Brent Marks Racing Sim team. York, Pennsylvania native, it's the 5 of Jeremy Zarfos. Row number 11, Bismarck, North Dakota native, the 47 of Devin BUTZ, and on his outside, the Des Moines, Iowa driver, it's the 4 of Jason Randolph. And final row here tonight, the 06 of Rylan Gray with the MVT Wicked Cushion Kinzer Racing Sim Team driver from Waverly, Nebraska. It's the 11 of Cole Newhaufen.
Green.
So as the drivers now go into the time to line up for the 4 wide salute, and then our 3 rows will get lined up as well. Tyler Schell making his way to the front. Our Balducci Trucking Pull Dash winner. Cameron Merriman going to start this on his outside. Row number 2 will be the 5 of Rusty Kruger and the 80 of Joshua Steinke. And then row number 3 will be the 5 of Braden Eiler and the 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. As the drivers split high and bottom, now the back half of the field makes their way up through the middle. 4 wide salute down the front stretch they come. Stand up, cheer, clap, whatever you need to do. Let these drivers know you're out here to support them here tonight. As they give you that world famous 4 wide salute to the fans down the front stretch. And what a sight it is every single time. I get chills when it happens, whether in real life or in this cartoon racing we call iRacing. And now the field getting back into their positions as we get ready to send them off 30 laps here in tonight's A main event. Tyler Schell, Cameron Merriman on the front row. These 2 drivers came into tonight sitting 1 and 2 in the point standings. Here they are going to battle it out for dominance into turn number 1. Rusty Kruger in the 5K, the 80 of Joshua Steinke on the outside of row number 2. Keep an eye on these 2 drivers. They have got some speed in their race cars as well. Here we go through 3 and 4. What could be the last time at any sort of quiet level of noise. And Tyler Schell disturbs the peace once again. We are green flag racing here on Thursday night. And Tyler Schell gets the early lead, but Cameron Merriman goes right to the high side, giving chase. Rusty Kruger, a driver down on the bottom. Now he's going to try the bottom once again. Get a good entry, but man, Cameron Merriman going to ride through the bumps on that high side off of 4 and holds on to second place. Ernie Williams right now finding himself in 4th with Joshua Steinke on the outside of him. Braden Eiler right there as well. And everyone in the top 5, 6 cars right here, all battling for it. David Heileman finding himself in 7th place with Weston Newell in that 222 machine. Down to the inside, Newell holding on to 8th place with Hayden Cardwell right behind him in 9th. And then rounding out your top 10 for the moment is the 15 of Michael Sheridan, but Sheridan has a knot of cars behind him as well. So here in the early stages, everyone looking for some room to race. But up at the front of the field, Cameron Merriman, Tyler Schell almost getting together going into turn number 3. Tyler Schell going to lead another lap. Cameron Merriman giving chase, closing in on him. Merriman using that high side, trying to carry the momentum that does. Gets a huge run through 1 and 2. Tyler Schell drives it in deep into 3 and 4. Merriman going to try and pull it down low. And Cameron Merriman still holding on to 2nd place as Tyler Schell just got a good exit off of 4. The top 2 battling it out while they pull away from your 3rd place driver, Rusty Kruger. Braden Eiler sitting in 4th place. Eiler going to tag the wall. Gathers it back in before he loses a spot. But, man, he lost some ground to Kruger. Steinke in the 80 machine right there in 5th. Ernie Williams holding on to 6th. But behind Ernie Williams, that is where the single file ends as Hayden Cardwell going to send it in deep on David Heileman. But we got trouble behind him. Several cars getting involved. One pointed the wrong direction. That looks like the 15 of Michael Sheridan. Jeremy Zarfos getting involved as well in the 5 machine. Going to back this up a little bit, see what happened. Michael Sheridan, Weston Newell get together going into the corner, and then everyone comes piling in with nowhere to go. The huge stack up from about 8th place. So our first caution of the night here in the A main. It finds Tyler Schell still out in the front. Cameron Merriman in 2nd place. Rusty Kruger in the 5K holding on to the final step of the podium for the moment. With Tyler Schell out in front, trying to eliminate the points gap that Cameron Merriman has. Merriman has just about 200 points up on the 85 of Schell coming into tonight's race. But Schell just can't seem to find a way to close that gap. Merriman just has had a solid season so far. Tyler Schell doing all he can to keep him honest. Looks like the lights are out on the pace truck. We're going to let these guys get at it once again. So Tyler Schell in control of the field. Pace truck down and away. And Tyler Schell picks up the throttle as the green flag is out. And Schell with a good jump. Cameron Merriman to the high side. Rusty Kruger in the 5K right down to the bottom. Braden Eiler, another driver on the high side. Eiler going to take 3rd place away from Kruger for the moment. But Kruger battling right back on the inside line. And now Braden Eiler not happy with 3rd. He's trying to take away 2nd place from Cameron Merriman. And Eiler going to get a huge run through 1 and 2. Now Braden Eiler moves into 2nd place. This restart has really added some fire to that orange number 5 machine. He is on a mission to take over the top spot as now he is really closed in on Tyler Schell. So Braden Eiler, though, is going to have to slow down for the caution flag. And it looks like the 36 of Nathan Davis going to be the unlucky driver getting into trouble here. Davis down on the inside. Looks like Davis and Kevin Click are just going to make contact. Richie Preston going to finish off the 36 of Nathan Davis. Close racing there to be the cause would be what I would say. But of course, it's not up to me. It's up to the admins. I'm just that annoying voice that y'all come around to hear. Yeah, because you guys are here to hear me talk. I believe that. No, you guys are here to watch this DSRL Wicked Energy Gum 410 Outlaw Series. They are putting on a heck of a show here, especially that 5 of Braden Eiler, who on that restart found something that nobody else had and was charging to the front of the field. We'll see if he can find it once again. Tyler Schell, your race leader, has been out in front every single lap so far. Eiler finds himself second. Third is Rusty Kruger in the 5K. Cameron Merriman falling up back just a little bit to fourth place. Ernie Williams in the 91 finding himself rounding out the top 5. So with the lights still on that Chevy Silverado, once again, want to remind everybody, head on over to wickedenergygum.com, peruse what they are selling. Told you about it quite a bit. Got some great tasting gum. Not only that, but it packs a punch. Make sure you tell them KR sent you from the Dirt Racing Network. So as the lights have gone out on the pace truck, he's going to start forming up nose to tail. Green flag is going to come out with 20 laps to go in this A main event. Tyler Schell, your race leader, Braden Eiler, trying to take it away from him. Here we go once again. Schell picks up the throttle and gets a huge lift of the front end as he found a bit of moisture there. Braden Eiler goes to the high side. Rusty Kruger staying committed down to that inside lane. Seems to be working well for him so far as he's holding on to third place. Cameron Merriman going to follow in the tire tracks of the 5 of Braden Eiler. But Tyler Schell out in front trying to pull away. Kruger in third, Cameron Merriman in fourth. But we have a huge battle for fifth. Ernie Williams, Joshua Steinke, and Hayden Cardwell, as they're going to go 3 wide. Ernie Williams right in the middle. David Heileman's going to get into the wall there hard. Looked like as he was bouncing around, almost got into the 91 to Ernie Williams. But Heileman now to the high side once again, trying to make the pass on the 91. John Batista in 9th place, and rounding out your top 10 is the 74 of Adam Elby as Batista gets hard into the wall. Elby had to take evasive action, and the 74 of Elby now moves up into 9th. But Braden Eiler is trying to close in on your race leader, the 85 of Tyler Schell. Schell right along the high side. Eiler going to catch some air off the rut from turn number 4. Through 1 and 2, Tyler Schell holding on to the lead. Eiler now looking to try and find a little bit extra momentum, a little bit of extra something to make his way around this 85 machine. Catching Tyler Schell's one thing, passing him is going to be a whole nother battle that the 5 of Eiler is trying to figure out how he's going to make that work. Cameron Merriman has slid back up into 3rd place with the 5K of Kruger holding on to 4th for the moment. Hayden Cardwell in 5th. 6th going to David Heileman, but Joshua Steinke going to try that high lane and takes it away to move Steinke into 6th, Heileman into 7th. As this track looks beat up, banged up, these cars are bouncing all over this place, trying to hold on to the race machine. These drivers really are threading a very fine line here of throttle control, of car control, and then how to read the track and find the best bit of grip they can. Braden Eiler in the 5, all over the back bumper of the 85 of Tyler Schell. Eiler now going to try that bottom lane. Schell stays up to the high side. Eiler drives it in deep into turn number 1, but not able to carry the momentum that Tyler Schell does off the corner. This time the 85 going to go down low. Braden Eiler goes to the high side. Tyler Schell digging hard on the bottom. Eiler not able to make anything happen there. That 85 car is strong. So too is the 5 of Braden Eiler. These two drivers trying to pull away from Cameron Merriman. They have a 1.5 second lead over Merriman in that 0-1-0 machine. As Eiler tries the high side, and Braden Eiler is going to get the lead from the high side. Tyler Schell going to send it down to the bottom once again. And Braden Eiler going to open up a gap on the 85 this time. Now Tyler Schell to the high side, but it doesn't matter as the caution flag is going to come out. I believe more trouble for the 5 of Jeremy Zarfos. Zarfos, Nathan Davis, 3 wide, 4 cars all right there. Cole Newhaufen involved, Jeremy Zarfos involved. And maybe the one of Mason Hannigan. Take another look at this one. No, that was the 06 of Rylan Gray, but Cole Newhaufen tumbling down the front stretch. Jeremy Zarfos pointed towards the wall, so 2 cars heavily torn up. Rylan Gray making his way on the pit lane. Looks like it is going to be a night-ending incident for the 06 machine as well. Started 24 cars here in this main event, down to 21 cars out on track. Well, maybe not so much 21 cars as Weston Newell in that 222 machine now pulls on to pit road. We'll see if he's going to be able to get back out there. But Braden Eiler is your race leader. Tyler Schell holding on to second place now. Cameron Merriman third. Rusty Kruger in the 5K holding on to fourth. Rounding out your top 5 is the 80 of Joshua Steinke. So with the lights out on the Chevy Silverado, we're going to unleash these beasts once again. We're going to see Braden Eiler going to be able to pull away from the 85 of Tyler Schell. Did Schell have a moment to think about what Eiler was doing? Can he mount a charge once again? And here we go. Green flag is out, and we are back underway as Eiler and Schell pick up right where they left off. Braden Eiler to the high side. Tyler Schell taking a peek to the inside there. But Braden Eiler ran an inch off the wall. Picture perfect. Maintains the lead, but Tyler Schell trying that middle lane. Drives it in deep. Gets very close to the left rear. And then pulls it down to the bottom as he is trying everything he can to get those back tires to yank that car forward. But that time, it didn't work for the 85 machine. Braden Eiler puts a gap on Tyler Schell as this race lead right now goes to the 5 of Braden Eiler. Cameron Merriman in third spot. As Braden Eiler tagged the wall a little bit there, that is going to allow the 85 of Tyler Schell to get wheel to wheel with him. And Tyler Schell takes over the top spot. Eiler to the high side once again, but Tyler Schell is right in his way. And the caution flag is going to come out once again. And it looks like the 15 of Michael Sheridan finding trouble here on the Speedway. So Sheridan, as I check in and see what happened, down to the bottom lane, the 36 and Nathan Davis just going to get into the left rear of the 15, and around goes Sheridan. So another caution coming out, and this time it finds the 85 and the 5 switching positions. So Tyler Schell, now your leader once again. Braden Eiler sitting in second place. Cameron Merriman third. Rusty Kruger fourth. And now the 74 of Adam ELBY from the C main to the B main. Now into the top 5 in the A main. He has been up on the wheel for a while now. That 74 machine trying to finish out strong, as we're going to have 5 laps to go when the green flag comes out. Drivers who are out of the race: the 54 of John Batista, the 06 of Rylan Gray, the 5 of Jeremy Zarfos, the 11 of Cole Newhaufen, and the 9 of Hayden Cardwell. Those drivers early exits here tonight. Weston Newell in the 222 machine keeps pulling on the pit road, trying to work on some damage on that machine and stay on the lead lap while doing it. Not an easy task. The lights are out on our pace truck, the Chevy Silverado. Going to get out of our way, and we're going to try and run these final 5 laps wide open. An inch away from the wall, whether it's on the high side or down on that inside. Pace truck eyeing the pit entrance. Tyler Schell in the 85. Formulating on a plan, and I got one for you. It's stab the throttle and go. Tyler Schell going to get a good jump here on this restart. Braden Eiler to the high side. Cameron Merriman almost getting into his back bumper. Tyler Schell, though, tries the bottom. Looked like he got a good run there off of turn number 2, and Schell goes to the high side once again. Meanwhile, back here for 8th spot, the 25 of Kevin Click, the 91 of Ernie Williams, and the 1 of Mason Hannigan. They are 3 and 4 wide at times, dealing with the 49 of David Heileman as well. Heileman in 7th place. Now Kevin Click with a good run. He's going to take away 7th from Heileman for the moment, but Heileman charging hard right back. As battles are happening all over this track now, this restart really bunched the field up. This slicked off track has really made these drivers have to work hard at keeping their cars straight, finding that right bit of throttle to apply. But 2 more times around for the 85 of Tyler Schell. Braden Eiler in the 5 machine, trying desperately to figure out how to get around him. Eiler with a good run off of turn number 2, but not good enough. Tyler Schell in the 85. 1 more time around. White flag in the air. Final lap here in our Wicked Energy Gum DSRL 410 Outlaw Series A main event. And Schell on the bottom. Eiler on the high side. Wheel to wheel for the moment. Now the 5 of Eiler going to try a slide job for the race win. Schell turns it down to the inside, and Tyler Schell is going to get the run off the corner and pick up tonight's A main victory with Braden Eiler finishing in second place. Cameron Merriman comes home in third, and Adam ELBY in the 74 from the C main through the B, gonna bring it home in fourth place. What a run for the 74. Joshua Steinke rounding out your top 5 here tonight. So as our top 3 drivers make their way onto the front stretch for those photo ops in victory lane, we're going to get ready for our post-race show and get a word in with all 3 of our podium finishing drivers. I don't know about you guys, but man, that was a heck of a battle out there. I'm worn out just from watching them. I can only imagine how these guys are feeling. So let's find out. We're going to kick it off here with our third place finisher. And that is the driver of the 010 machine, Cameron Merriman. Cameron, you bring it home in third place here tonight. And it seemed like no matter what, these cars were a handful.
Yeah, attribute that to the track, right? USA is always a handful. It doesn't really matter where you drive. The bottom burns out so bad here. You got to wait. It seems like, for minutes at a time till you can get on the throttle, and then if you run the top, you're on the motocross course. So it's definitely a challenging track, and the guys, my fellow competitors brought a lot of pace tonight. I thought I had something for Tyler early, but both Tyler and Braden both definitely had the distinct edge on me going down the end of the race there. So it was tough and good race by them.
Well, Cameron, you came into tonight as the points leader. Looks like you're going to give up just a little bit of ground to the 85 of Tyler Schell, but the races are counting down now this season, drawing to a close. How much longer are you going to be able to sweat them out and maintain this points lead?
I don't think about that too much. I come in here each Thursday night just trying to do well in a given night. So I'll be honest with you, I haven't looked at the points totals one time. I come in here on a given week and just want to compete well and represent myself well and all the hard work that I've put into this thing. So obviously it's been close with Tyler and the other guys because they have a lot of talent, and it's tough to come in here week after week and perform well. So we'll just see how it goes. There's not much left, and I don't know, I've been pretty strong lately, so I'm pretty hopeful.
All right, Cameron, well, a solid third place finish here tonight. Who do you got to give a shout out, a thank you to for this effort?
Yeah, everyone at DSRL that puts this thing on, and Tim Sims, Wicked Cushion, Dirt Racing Network, all you guys that make this thing possible. It's awesome to come in here each week, and a great win. But I think Tyler snatched that from Braden. It was crazy watching from third place. I had the best seats in the house.
Yeah, it sure was. So Cameron Merriman finishing in third place here tonight. Once again, congratulations, Cameron.
Thank you. Take care.
Now we move on to our second place finisher. That is the driver of the 5 machine, none other than Braden Eiler. Braden, you bring it home in second. You led some laps. Looked like you found something, maybe lost it, then found it again. That was called the race lead, only to find the 85 bringing it once again out in front of you. Tell us about that battle with Tyler Schell.
Yeah, it was fun, but I will be honest, I definitely should have won that race. But the straightaways, I don't know why on the sim they just get so slick, and it's like an ice rink, and that really kind of starts to take the top away. And then when you're in the position that I'm in, and you're trying to pass somebody and you're behind them, and you can't, and if you can't get to that grip, you're really going to be struggling and hurting. And it kind of happened. 1 and 2, I'd get a really good run on him, but I couldn't really go anywhere with it because I couldn't move down at all to get any grip and work it down the straightaway in the 3. But I gave it one last shot in the final corner, and it was close, but I figured it wasn't going to stick anyways. But no hurting trying.
No hurting and trying at all. And man, it put on a heck of a show for the fans out here watching. But second place here tonight at USA International Speedway. Who do you got to thank for the solid effort you put in here tonight?
Yeah, everybody at Kinzer Sim Team, DSRL, Dirt Racing Network, Board Tire, Wicked Cushion, and Wicked Energy Gum, and everybody out there watching.
All right, Braden, once again, congratulations on second place. What an outstanding show you put on for us here tonight.
Thank you.
And now it's time for our race winner. That is the 85 machine piloted by Tyler Shell. Tyler, you pick up another win on the season. This 85 machine came out with a vengeance, and here you are sitting in victory lane.
Yep, that was a eventful race for me, to be honest with you. I really did not expect to come out with the victory there, to be honest. I was kind of just a sit and duck, I felt like, at the beginning, and then I kind of surprised myself with being able to run the fence that good, because when I come here, I'm usually not very good around the fence. Usually could just put it right around the bottom, and that's about it. But surprised myself running the fence. Then what about, I don't know, that last restart, right before that last restart, I found the bottom in 1 and 2 there, and I could get all that grip down the back stretch, and I felt like I was doing good. And then run that same line in 3 and 4, just run the wall like I was the whole race, and I feel like I could keep my space between Eiler there, which ended up working. Just sucks for him that he hit the wall there right before that caution came out and let me get by him again, because he's really, really good here, and I knew it was going to be tough to pass him if he didn't mess up.
Well, you were in spot to capitalize, and, last lap slide job coming from the 5 of Eiler. You were able to turn down underneath him and carry that momentum all the way to victory lane, man. Nice job out there.
Yeah, thank you. I thought he was going to be a lot farther ahead of me when he threw the slide job. I thought he had more momentum than he did. But when I saw him barely clear it there, I was like, okay, all I got to do is just hit the grip down the front stretch, and I should be good. So that's all I did, and came away with the win.
Well, man, any shout-outs or thank yous you'd like to give for this victory here tonight?
Yep, I'd like to thank all the sponsors that put this money league on. Wicked Cushion for being the head sponsor, you guys for broadcast, and then Elbows Up SimSport, Interstate Speedway, Motorsports Beat, Just Logistics, Paints by the Tune Again, Hergot Real Estate, BSA, Overlaw Photographs, Catch Fence Apparel, Roof Co., and Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation.
All right, that is your race winner, Tyler Shell, notching another victory. This one coming right here at USA International Speedway. Congratulations, Tyler.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that is going to do it for us here on this Thursday night. Don't forget, we're going to be bringing you more racing action next Thursday night. So for now, I want to give a special shout out and thank you to none other than my cohort in criminal activity, Mike Peterson, as always, doing a great job running the cameras, pushing the mics, and keeping my loud mouth under control and informed at all times. And so for everyone here at the Dirt Racing Network, thank you so much for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you next Thursday night. Y'all stay safe and have a good night.